Hey 101 students, welcome to Unit 2. In this unit, we're going to be writing a special kind of essay called a paradigm shift essay. And in a paradigm shift essay, you talk about a story, essentially. And we call this sometimes narrative nonfiction or creative nonfiction. And in a paradigm shift essay, what happens is you tell the story about something that happens to you and a lesson that you learned from it. And we're going to follow what we call the Western story arc. And I like to call it the Western story arc because different cultures have a different way of ordering events in a story. And we're going to use this one so that everybody can follow along. And during this Western story arc that you're going to use, you're going to tell 5 main points to your story. The ordinary world is what your life is like before something happens, before the earthquake hits, before you lose your house, before your parents get a divorce, whatever your traumatic event is. The call to adventure is the traumatic event. The ordeal is something that has to happen. There's got to be something that you've got to do to solve the problem. The resolution is what you did to solve the problem. And the return with the elixir is a very special idea. That means that there's something that you learned from it. You took away a valuable lesson from the experience. So let me give you an example from a story that most of us do know called Cinderella. In Cinderella's life, Cinderella is basically the stepchild. She's an unwanted stepchild. She has 2 stepsisters who are treated very well. They are given beautiful clothing. They get to live in beautiful rooms, given lots of food. Cinderella, on the other hand, has to clean out the fireplace, which is why she's called Cinderella. Then the royal proclamation comes around that there's going to be a royal ball. And of course, everybody has to help her. The fairy godmother comes in and helps her get ready for the ball, etc. She gets to go to the ball. That's all in this part of the story. And then the clock strikes midnight, and the prince is going to discover that she's not actually a princess. In fact, she is Cinderella, with dirt underneath her fingernails from having cleaned the fireplace. So she races out of there, but then there has to be a resolution. Something has to be resolved. We know in our hearts we want the prince to find her. So what does he do? He goes house to house with the shoe. And when Cinderella tries on the shoe, it fits and he knows he's found his princess. The return with the elixir is what Cinderella learns from all of this. She learns that good does prevail, and we as the reader get to live that with her and get to feel also that same moral, that life is good, that good does prevail, and that is how we resolve the story. So what I'd like you to do is I would like for you to tell a story of your own, but one from fiction, not your actual story for your essay, a fictional story. It can be from a movie, a book, a television show, doesn't matter. I've done one as an example for you on the discussion board, and it's from The Princess Bride, which if you haven't seen that movie, I guarantee you'll love it. Be sure to rent it from Netflix. Look at the discussion board. Read over my prompts so you know exactly what I'm looking for, and then do the same on a discussion posting with the story from television or a movie that you especially like.